My name is David Hill. I live in Irvine, California, and I grew up my entire life with a lot of sinus issues. I constantly would be pulled out of school when I was younger by having to have sinus infections. I took countless antibiotics all the time, just needed to kind of figure out what was going on. If I got just any kind of sniffle, typically what would happen is I'd be sick for 2-3 weeks until I got on some pretty heavy dose of antibiotics. This continued into me being an adult. I did see some ENTs when I was in my teenage years, even as a young adult. Most of the time it always turned into we need to do surgery in order to improve your sinus passages. Then it kind of came to pass where I went to a couple ENTs where they said, oh, we can do this new balloon procedure that became very popular. But thankfully, what kind of occurred is my mom also genetically had some of these similar issues, and she came across Dr. Furs and said he was very thorough and kind of got into more of the root cause of everything. So made an appointment, got to talk with him, and he was so much more just thorough with every aspect of what had happened with me. He cared about what was going on, what the past history was, but instead of just going straight to let's just do this new balloon procedure, he did more extensive scans of my entire nasal cavity, everything, and realized that my issue probably stemmed more, not so much from the sinuses, but the anatomy of my nose and kind of just everything as far as the bone structure. So after kind of doing some prep, we decided to go forward, and he reconstructed my septum. And then there were some nodules or bone spurs essentially in my nasal cavity that he was able to remove. And ever since I did that, what's awesome is I don't have to mouth breathe anymore. When I get the occasional cold or any kind of different illness, I'm able to get everything out and not just have everything stuffed up. So my need to have antibiotics, my need to do having sinus infections has all gone away. And it's thanks to him because he actually took the extra step of not just doing the same generic procedure that every other person I had talked to with similar issues had done. And so that's kind of, I think, what really separated him is the holistic approach of looking at every aspect of my sinuses. I really enjoy kind of being outside. I used to have issues where I would do walks or jogs or things like that, and it was always challenging. I would get stuffed up very quickly. When I have to mouth breathe, I'd have dry mouth a lot of the time, so doing more strenuous activities was a lot more challenging. Now that I can kind of just breathe normally and fine, I don't feel I get strained, I don't feel short of breath, I don't feel any of those after effects that I used to. And so even sleeping, that's a huge part. I used to be very groggy in the morning, and since I got this procedure done, I sleep really, really well throughout the night. And that was one of the main things Dr. Furs had pointed out too, is how much it would help with, I didn't even realize some of the sleep issues I was having because of this. And it is great to wake up refreshed every day. I think what's great about it sounds strange for probably some other people, but when you can breathe normal and not feel like stuffed up and feel like you're kind of gasping all the time, everything is just more calm. It's easy to relax. It's easier to just chill and read a book and watch movies and hang out with the kids and not have that in the back of your mind. And having to live like that for many, many years, you become very appreciative of just every little luxury, even as much as going in the pool and not worried that I was gonna have issues with my whole nose and all the things that could get stuffed up there. So all that has really changed dramatically. My name is David, and I am very blessed and thankful that I came across Dr. Furs and that he was able to change my life with being able to perform this surgery on me.